and welcome to The Division. This is the Manhattan overview. So we've now finished with Brooklyn. We came across, you saw that in the videos we've done before. You saw the early missions that happen in Brooklyn, and you saw the transfer across. Now then, an overview is what this video is about. So we've arrived in the camp. Lots of different tents here, things to look at, different shops, different places to trade what you've gathered so far, to get new gear, pick up different missions, bits of story all here. And let's have a look at the map for the overview of what's going to happen in Manhattan. So this is what the map looks like on a localized point. You can of course zoom out and see the entire map of Manhattan. That is what it will look like. All of these little houses are safe houses. You can see if we click on any one, for example if I leave my cursor on that, you can see that first of all in the left hand side it says safe house. It says the name of that safe house. It shows you how far it is from your current position. You'll also see that with a red background it says fast travel point is locked. That means you cannot fast travel there at the moment. Now the way to unlock that is simply to visit it for the first time. So when you go there for the very first time and the door is unlocked, from that moment onwards you can fast travel there. And you can see the options on the left next to select. It says X fast travel, and if you wanted to fast travel there you would press X. It would need to be highlighted to be available, and you can fast travel there, helping you get around Manhattan super fast. The one exception to all of these safe houses being unlocked in that way is this one, Camp Clinton. Although there is nothing there that suggests it is different, it will not unlock for you until you are level 30. No matter what tricks you employ, how you try to get in, how you try to access it, that will not become available to you until level 30. All the rest you can get to whenever you want. Obviously the safe houses have different levels. Look at that one, Midtown East, level 28 to 30. That means the territory you'll be passing through will be an awful lot harder to get through when you're at the earlier levels. But there's nothing other than the trickiness of getting through what you might encounter along the way. Apart from that, there's nothing stopping you going and opening that safe house ready for fast travel for yourself. Also shows you what is there at the bottom. So for example, it says there's a vendor and there's a JTF officer. The vendor means of course you can buy stuff and sell stuff, and the JTF officer means that there will be additional missions and things to do provided by that JTF officer. Now then, coming back onto where we are, which is down here in this area known as Chelsea, level 2 to 4 to start with. So I'm here, I'm in this camp. There's me, all ready to go out into the big wide world of Manhattan and clean it all up. You can see what is around here. The stash is there, the hub is there where there's a vendor, the stash, you can restock your ammo and all this kind of thing. All of the safe houses, even though that one that I clicked on does not say that it restocks, you can restock for free at all the safe houses. So far I've only opened up this area, which should be enough to show us what to do in all of the areas, because they will all do the same once we've opened them up. So first of all, let's notice these pentagons here. Side missions. On the left it'll tell you what the side mission is. So for example, that particular side mission is taking out a bounty, Michelle Mason, what the enemy level will be, and what you'll get for it, the credits, the experience, a blueprint and a gear item. Now in my experience, when it says enemy level 2, it means that most of the enemies around there will be level 2, and they will be of a red nature like we experienced in Brooklyn. They're the easier ones. You might encounter just before the boss, the bounty herself, Michelle Mason, appears, you might encounter some purples, which will be harder, but the boss herself will be a gold, and she will be particularly hard to take down. So just be aware that although it says enemy level 2, it doesn't mean that they'll all be reds. They won't be. The first guys will be red, the lieutenants just before the boss will be purples, and she'll be a gold level for you to take down. There's other side missions too. This one's a supply drop. Now whenever you meet supply drops, whether it's medical supplies, guns or anything else that the community needs, there will be up 1 to 3, depends on the supply drop, 1 to 3 different supply drops made in a close area, and the enemies will come and try to destroy those supply drops. Your job is to defend the supply drops. Now the only way you can defend them is to destroy the enemies that are destroying them, but you'll have to shift around between the close by supply drops. Don't go to one place and think you've found it and then you need to defend it. Unfortunately, there will be anywhere between 1 and 3 small drops, and you will have to shift around defending all 3 at the same time. It's quite tricky, but you will get the hang of it. Even if you fail the first or second time, don't let that deter you. Once you get the hang of it and where to go and when to move, where to take cover, you get the hang of it. The level of the enemy there says enemy level 3, but you don't get those big gold level bosses coming out. You might get an occasional purple, but most of them will be reds in groups coming to try and destroy, and their initial focus will be to destroy the supply drop. Their initial focus won't be you until you start shooting, so you will have a few seconds just to get yourself ready for what's going on. So there's 2 examples of side missions. Here's another one, rescue. Sometimes it can be an individual, in this case it's Private O'Brien. Sometimes it can just be hostages, in which case you've got to rescue the hostage. And what will happen is you'll get there. Oh, this one says it's a JTF officer, so you'll get there. You may or may not have support from the JTF. You won't really know until you arrive and see who's there. And the idea will be to clear out everyone that's guarding or threatening that officer, and one of them will drop a key, and that key will unlock the room or the unit in which the officer or the hostages are being held captive. Again, you can see the credits, the experience and the items you'll get for that. 3 different side missions, different ways of doing things. Another side mission, uplink repair. Now these kind of uplink repairs, they are communication arrays that you need to restore. What will normally happen is you'll be given a timer to find the first one once you arrive there. Once you arrive there, you'll be given a timer to find the first one, and there'll normally be 2 others. So 3 repair links. You find each one within the time and make the repair, and when you've done all 3, it will ask you to test that the uplink is working by going to a laptop which is always on the roof of the building. The last component is always on the roof of the building. Go to the laptop and send out a signal to confirm it's working. Now then, that last one, sending out the signal from the laptop, you will be attacked. There will be enemies up there waiting for you to try and stop you doing that or interrupt you or things like that. So the repairs so far, you may catch 1 or 2 guards roaming on the way to each of the individual repairs up until the roof, but there really will be 1 or 2. But when you get to the roof and you're ready to send that signal, then you can expect to need to be able to defend. Greens. These greens are medicals. So for example, anything that you need to improve the medical wing of your base will be denoted by these green encounters. Water supply is this one. It says investigate an issue in the water supply. Water supply is of course underground, so you'll be going down into the sewers and securing water supplies. That normally involves things like turning on or off the appropriate valves. As soon as you do so, the enemy will notice that you've done so and will come to try and kill you and to interrupt what you're doing, so you'll have to defend them. And depending on the damage they do, that might initiate another valve needing to be turned off or turned on within a given time while you're defending the original one. The blue ones, assault the strongholds. So these are for the security wing, and you will have an enemy who may be gold level, will certainly be purple level, and a whole bunch of reds. That'll be their stronghold. It'll be causing the local populace or community a problem, and you'll be asked to take it out. Not on this particular map, but there's also yellow ones you can find as well, which are the technical ones, and they will be like these, but they'll be yellow, and instead of a triangle, they will have as like a lightning dash, showing that it's technical. And that's the same kind of thing. You'll be asked to do something of a technical basis and then defend it, and you will get points for your technical wing.
Got multiple hostiles moving in from the street. We're pinned down. Where's my backup?
I've got no one to send you. We've got wounded. We've got guys going over the wire. There's no one coming. I'm sorry.
I don't care. Anything you got. Anything. Get off the radio and get yourself here. They're breaking through. We don't have enough to hold.
And there's the example of what happens when you're doing a mission. Now then, that is your first mission. So you can do all of these side things if you want before you get there, unlock any safe houses. But none of it will contribute to anything until you take your first step in the mission. You can see there it says enemy level 1, showing that actually they're inviting you to bypass all the other little bits for now. Do that mission first and then go in from there. So that is going to be your base of operations, will be from there. And each of these other encounters, the green, the blues and the yellows, will build up points that unlock more and more stuff in your base of operations. And that is the point of those encounters, is to do that. All of these side missions give you gear, give you points, give you credits and stuff like that. All of the encounters give you critical points, medical wing supplies they call it, and security wing supplies, and the other ones will be technical wing supplies, to unlock different perks that are in the main mission. So that is the overlook of Manhattan. Every area that you go to, when you've unlocked it, will have side missions, different encounters giving you points for your main base, and then of course there'll be main mission that will be unlocked as you travel through the storyline. As I click on the mission overview map, it still has your whole map here, but it tells you here what you can expect to do next, what it's asking you to do. Establish the base of operations is next, but then all of these to give you a checklist so you know exactly where to do and what to do. Well, that was our overview for Manhattan. Hopefully that gives you an idea of how the game is set out, what to do, where to do it, and in our next view we'll be having a look at the base of operations and how that is all set up, what it's for, and what we do there. Bye bye for now.